Well, remember that big multi-billion-dollar settlement that states won against big tobacco? The money was supposed to be used to fight smoking, but now some states have another idea, and it is sparking a huge controversy. Armala Del Ramel has the story.
The next time you take your kids to school, take a ride on the bus, take out your garbage, believe it or not, tobacco companies may be helping to foot the bill. Usually states tax sales, gas, liquor, and income to make up for budgetary shortfalls. But since the tobacco settlement 4 years ago, butt-backed bonds can light up local coffers. Several states using the cash already, like California, Connecticut, New Jersey, Oregon, Washington, and Wisconsin, just to name a few. Governor George Pataki's urging New York to do the same.
So from a credit risk standpoint, there definitely is more risk attached to the tobacco bonds. But that being said, it is a good source of revenue to help states balance their budgets right now at this tough time.
But worried economists are having flashbacks to when the Washington Public Power Supply System earned the nickname Whoops by defaulting on a then record $2.25 billion in bonds. Tobacco companies, remember, are still under fire. If they go bankrupt, states' entire budgets could go belly up. And critics charge all that settlement cash was really earmarked for health education and isn't supposed to be going into the pockets of everyone from sanitation workers to teachers, much less going toward a one-time budget fix.
A lot of states have found themselves with gaps between revenues and expenditures. A lot of states are cutting back. California's got a huge problem, and so does New York, but this isn't the way to deal with it.
The point about tobacco bonds is that it's easy money, and if approved, New York could get its hands on $2 to $4 billion by March. Not bad for a cash-strapped city. In New York City, Molly Duramel, Fox News.
Well, anti-tobacco activists, they're just fuming, including my next guest from Los Angeles, Pat Reynolds, Jr., founder of the Foundation for a Smoke-Free America. Pat, what do you make of all of this?
Well, hi, Neil. What I make of it is that the politicians and the special interests have got tremendous power over our politicians. The tobacco industry, as a special interest, doesn't like that some of these tobacco education campaigns in Florida and California and Maine and elsewhere have been running ads that say the tobacco industry is not your friend. And they'll do anything to stop this message from getting out. And unfortunately, that is the message which is most effective with kids. These programs are effective, and the tobacco industry at one point hired 40 lobbyists in Sacramento to stop the tobacco education
But Pat,
program.
it's not really, in this case, it's not really tobacco companies' fault, right? I mean, they're earmarking this money. The states are saying, all right, we got the money, but we don't want to do tobacco cessation programs. We face budgetary ills. We want to buy buses with it or buy new drivers, or they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing with this money.
Well, I think the tobacco industry was edging during the settlement negotiations to not have the states obligated to spend the money on educating kids about smoking.
So
now,
it was a
these
total
programs
waste,
work.
Pat.
I think
That means it was a total waste.
I think it's important to point out that the programs work, Neil. In Florida, they had a 47% reduction in middle school smoking, a 30% reduction in high school smoking. In Maine, they had a 36% reduction.
Pat, I agree with you. I think you're right on all counts, but doesn't it tick you off? I agree with you. It ticks you off that now none of that money apparently is earmarked for the things you said, or isn't going to be spent on the things you want.
Only 4 states have met the minimum recommended amount recommended by the CDC to duplicate the success we had in Florida, Maine, California, and Arizona. Only 4 states have even come up with the minimum recommended amount to create an effective tobacco education campaign. You know, and 46 states have not met the minimum. So it means that the special interests have got some power over our governors. They're not taking the problem or these programs seriously. And meanwhile, 3,000 kids a day are starting to smoke, and it takes each one of them who get hooked an average of 17 years to quit smoking.
Patrick Reynolds, thank you very much in Los Angeles.
Hey.
Appreciate it.